Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. I shot this whole video and I just realized that no audio is playing right here. So, oh great, I got to redo it. So that's what I'm doing right now. But welcome to the video. We're gonna do some shipping right here. Two fragile items: glass, martini glasses. These are Belvedere vodka. My personal favorite vodka. I'm not a big vodka guy, but my personal favorite vodka. And I like these glasses. I have a set of 4 of these glasses already. Every time I find them, I pick them up. Usually, you can find them $2 to $3. The pair sold for 28 bucks. We're gonna go ahead and get these shipped out. The box on this is you'll see everything in the video here. So let's just go and jump into this. One thing I did want to mention really quick, and I do believe I mentioned in the video, is but I just want to emphasize, if you are just wanting to ship these out or anything fragile, anything like that, my recommendation is always get a box that's 1 to 2 inches of extra space around the whole item. So top, sides, bottom, underneath, over it. Make sure there's at least 1 to 2 more inches to account for the padding, and make sure you put those dimensions, those increased dimensions, in the eBay listing. Add extra weight for the packaging material as well. Okay, that's the advice I'll always give anybody that wants to ship out or is asking my advice. I've given this advice before. When they want to ship out something fragile, you might not necessarily see that. You might be like, "Hey, that's not really an inch. That's not what he." But do what I say, don't do what I do, kind of thing. I've been doing this for quite some time. These items made it safe. Will make it safe and sound to their destination. Knock on wood. Always knock on wood. And yeah, you'll see how I do it. Let me know in the comments down below if you like it, don't like it, have your own way of doing it. But let's jump into the video here with sound this time. Okay, we're going to be shipping out some martini glasses. This is Belvedere vodka. These just sold on eBay. And I'll show you how I package these up. They are, it's glass, so it is fragile. You have a long stem you got to be cautious with. So I'll show you how I do it. There's a lot of different ways to ship this out nice and safely. But let's go ahead and get started here with my method. The box. I already got one already built out here. 1410-6 is the box size that we're going to use for this one. A little bit oversized. Why? Because of packaging material. So first and foremost, with almost every piece of glass I ship out, we're going to use some bubble wrap, and we're going to wrap this twice. Now, the bubble wrap I use is 12 inches here, so it doesn't quite give us good coverage, so I'm not going to be able to fold it over on each side here. So what I'm going to do is do this like this. This is how I'm going to wrap it. So I want to get a good little, I got my tape gun ready to go, so I can pull off pieces of tape. Matter of fact, I'm going to prep this right now, get a piece of tape off for this, so that way I can tape it off. Like so, we're going to wrap it twice in bubble wrap. Again, this is what I do. There's not, there's many different ways. I know people that get those pool noodles and they cut them up and they can wrap them around this. I don't do that. I'm going to do that there. Another piece of tape. That ready to go, because what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this up here. So as you can see, we're going to form a nice little protective layer around that stem. And then let's tape that up. So just like that. Next one up. I already pre-cut these, so I don't have these like ready to go, which is all the time. I pre-cut it just for the video. Wrap that. Okay, I'll put that right there. Boom. Just roll it up. There we go. Yep. Another piece of tape ready. Crush that inside, up and over, just like so. And then we tape that off there. Okay. So we're not done yet with padding or packaging material that we're going to be using. We're not just going to use the bubble wrap. We're going to need a little bit more. But at least those are taped off. We have the box here. Fold those down. Nice new box from Uline. This is there's the details if you guys want to know. So pretty, fairly thick, here. You know, they can still get crushed. I still see them crushed. Sometimes they get returns back in these boxes, and they have been crushed. I did, I wanted to test out Walmart, because I know Walmart has boxes from time to time, and I like to have a little backup situation in case I need to get some boxes or any packaging locally. But if you could tell, that is pretty thin there. So maybe, I don't know, it's probably just about double the size. I don't know. It looks about double to me. Okay. So, I already have some. I'm probably going to cut some more, but I have packaging paper. So, I'm a big fan of packaging paper because you can shape it however you want. Some people use foam, some people use packaging peanuts, but I like paper. We're going to form a nice little base on the bottom. This will take a lot more than usual. Not a box size I use all the time. So this will, you know, take a little bit more paper than I'm used to. I'm going to cover the bottom nice. A nice little protective cushion on the bottom, making sure I don't see any cardboard on the bottom. Okay. Like that. Nice protective layer. How does it feel? How does it look? I might want to put a little bit more over here on this side. I got my scissors. I have more right over here. I have a little dispenser box that dispenses this for me. There we go. So there we go. Okay. Now we're going to put the, we're going to put these in there like so. So obviously the large, the part you drink out of, I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to swap it here. So we'll have like so. So there it is right there. Now what we got to do, we got to prevent anything from moving, and the way we do that is we're gonna fill the rest in with packaging paper, obviously focusing here, the parts where it may touch the box, and of course on top as well too. You may think, oh man, that's going to be touching the top here, right here, this side, but trust me, it won't be. After I get done packaging this all up, there'll be plenty of paper on top of that. So here we go. Paper. This is what we're going to do on this side. We're going to fold this over like this, probably do a third, and then shove it in there. We're going to create a nice layer on that side. Then on this side here, what I'm going to do, I'm just kind of scrunch it up here. I'm going to make sure I'm checking the screen here, making sure to get it, everything's in frame. I'm going to scrunch it up there like so. It's a little caterpillar looking. There we go. Okay, let's keep going. You got to keep going. And this packaging paper, it doesn't weigh that. I mean, it does add weight, but it's not an incredible amount. It's not going to really change everything. I've already accounted for the weight when I listed the item. Okay, now we have a point right here where this may or may not touch here. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to fold this over. I like to do thirds. You can do as much as you feel comfortable with. I like thirds. Or folding it 3 times. Okay, got that. So we have a nice thick layer. Now we got to fill in this gap right here like I did over here. I folded it last time, which will probably do the same here. Fold it 3 times, and then just use the rest to fill up that little gap right there. Okay, so we still have this side to go as well too. More packaging paper. Packaging paper, bubble wrap is your friend. If you buy it in large enough quantities, it can be really cheap. If you're buying packaging paper, bubble wrap from a store, from a local store, it's probably going to be expensive. Target, U-Haul, it will be expensive, so be aware of that. I'm going to go this way. 3. I folded it 3 times already. Okay, go. Because I want to kind of do this here. I want to kind of get that there. I folded it that way so that way I can kind of get in there. We'll put a little bit right here in that space there. Probably not really a big, big deal, but I'm going to put it there anyway just to be safe. There we go. Now we just got to cover the top, and that's the easy part. I'm going to cover the top, being aware of this point here and this point here, the points that are closest to the box. These will be double boxed, as you can see there. So those points will get double protection. So, and again, you know, we have a nice, good quality box here. Okay, there. You can see how I'm folding it. Kind of the same way how I folded it on the bottom. Get some more. I would be a lot faster at this if I was not filming it. I would be knocking this out very, very quickly. See how I'm doing that. Okay. Probably one more. I'm going to cover up that last part that's showing. That's it. That is it. Typically, what I would recommend if someone's, you know, asking or learning, just trying to get, you know, the hang of it, I would tell them to have a box with at least 1 to 2 inches all the way around, just to account for the padding, the packaging material, you know, that's, and then eventually, you know, you'll learn how to pack better, what materials to actually get. So, but this is the way I do it. You know, I've been doing this for quite some time. I just shipped out four, not of the martini glasses, but wine glasses. See how this, like, you know how I only have 2 hands here? What I'll do is I'll do this. The trick, I'll get a little bit of tape. I'll tape this side right here. Fold this in. Just kind of press it a little bit. So that way nothing moves around. So help me hold it down. Then, and I use eBay tape. I get it from eBay. I use my monthly coupon. I have no problems with it. I like it. It works. There we go. And that's it. As you can see, nothing moving around. You don't want anything to be moving around in there. But there we go. That's how you do it. Okay, let's go ahead and cut over to the main video now. Okay, let me know what you think of that shipping there. So the audio might have been not the best. I didn't have any microphone or anything attached to the camera. I just did it right off the camera speaker there, or microphone. Okay. I think I got everything in there. They were so the total weight, even with everything in there, came out to 1 pound 14 ounces. And when I already knew about what it was going to weigh, so when I filled out the listing, I did 4 pounds, and I already knew what kind of box was going to go in, the 1410 6 box. We did make a little bit on the shipping. I think it was like maybe 90 cents or something like that, maybe about $1 or so is what we made on the shipping. And, you know, what we make on the shipping helps go to pay for the cost of the shipping supplies that we use. So, you know, and yeah, you could choose to, you know, if you want to add more to it to make more on the shipping, you definitely can. I don't really like to do that. I like to be as competitive as possible. And, you know, I always think of myself as a consumer, as a customer. I don't like paying shipping. I don't like paying that much shipping at all if I can get away with it. So that's why I try to offer the best and hopefully most competitive, I hope, shipping rates. So that way, you know, the overall cost of the item isn't too crazy. Please like the video, thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the shipping, whether you like it, don't like it, hate it, love it, whatever. That's the way I do it. I sold them and they were out the door. I've been sick. I've been sick for, it feels like forever, but just about a week. I'm like, man, this is really, really annoying. Almost 100%. Almost. Not 100% just yet. I keep looking at my screen. I got to remember not to look at my screen and look up at the camera up there. But almost 100%. Feeling a lot better. Energy's back. Breathing's back to normal now. So, you know, that's great. And everything's, you know, hopefully we don't go through that anytime soon. Knock on wood, of course. What are we going to break open today? But so I'm going through my whiskey cabinet, you know, kind of end of the year, cleaning stuff out. I talked about the Lego stuff, going through my Legos. This is probably one of my favorite scotches, whiskeys that I have here. Monkey Shoulder. Very, very good. You can find it pretty much everywhere. They have the little, monkeys right there. But very, very cool. And I was going through my cabinet. I'm like, wait a second. I haven't broke that open yet. It's still brand new. I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and break this for the video. This isn't a, some people associate scotch with peat smoke, smoky. This is I haven't looked at the label in, I don't know, ages. But it's very, not very, very smoky at all. Very nice, mellow. I don't think, let me see here. Cause the scotches this reminds me of is maybe like a Highland or like a Speyside, maybe more like a Highland, maybe. Doesn't even say really. It's a blend. Either way, nonetheless, it's still good. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter where it comes from. If it's good, it's good. Let's crack it open. Monkey Shoulder, always consistent, always very good. And the day of me shooting this is a Monday, so it's my first hospital day in a couple weeks. So, because of that reason, it was a little rough. And plus it's the holidays too. If you work at a hospital during the holidays, it is testing is what it is. So, straight into that. Not even gonna let it breathe. Nothing. Kind of hit me a little bit. Go straight into it, but really, really good. One of my personal favorites, if you are looking to get into whiskey or anything like that, Scotch, try Monkey Shoulder. It's a really good one. Okay. I don't really have any talking points. I've been watching content, but nothing really that I really wanted to bring up. I mean, there's the Macari thing, and when is that? January 5th or so, they're going to change their fee structure again. These companies are getting desperate. They're getting desperate. I don't know if anybody out there has gotten the email from Poshmark about, let me see what it said, if I can find it really quick. But I guess they were going to be set up, because I got an email. There's a place here in our city of San Jose. It's actually very close to Santa Clara. It is called Santana Row, and they were actually going to have some sort of a pop-up event or something there. It was raining here on the day they were going to have it, so they bumped it. I thought about going, but it's crazy over there. The traffic over there is just wild. What is it? Poshmark. They sent me to become a closet partner. Access to items provided by other poshers, co-signers, sell, share earnings. I really haven't even personally wanted to invite you to meet our team over at Santana Row. I'm not a big Poshmark person, and I always associate. You can sell all kinds of stuff on Poshmark. It really doesn't. You don't have to stick to clothing, but when I think Poshmark, I think clothing. I think more specifically women's clothing. Not that I'm very, very big into women's clothing. I do sell women's clothing. Matter of fact, I think it's 50-50. I'm looking at my clothes over there. I got 2 racks of clothes. I don't have that much clothes. I'm looking at 2 racks of clothes over there, and I think it's 50-50 as far as women and men. But when I think Poshmark, I automatically think women's clothing. And but you can sell all kinds of stuff over there, just like other places like Macari, all that. Macari is charging customers still. Not a good look, in my opinion. You don't want to alienate your consumer. I mean, so Poshmark, they have sellers and buyers, right? You need both of them. And so typically, you would charge your sellers to sell on the platform. You wouldn't charge your buyers to be on the platform. And who's had the best success, doing that, is Amazon. Those fees are wild on Amazon. And so I guess, other companies are trying to find a balance. They're trying to rework the wheel. And so far, it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. None of this has worked. Mercari obviously is going back to, not going back, but scaling back their fees. I do appreciate the 10%, is 10% seller fees, which is good. And I appreciate that. And I wish they would have stopped there. Obviously, they're trying to make money everywhere. So in every aspect. So they're going to try to make money somewhere from someone, somehow, some way. I did get a message from eBay. And the message was regarding advertising. Okay, sorry, I had to cut things there. I had a little tickle in my throat. But let's continue on. I got everything here. So, I don't know if I mentioned that, but Tech and Sports didn't mention this in a video. And this just came out. When did I get this message? This message came 11 hours ago. So, and I think his video was out on Friday. Kind of strange. Coincidence, maybe. But the halo effect. I know those of you that are anti-advertising, anti-promoting, obviously this is just another, another something of ammunition for you to hate advertising. But halo attribution, basically, well, let me just read it really quick. So they mention it for your general ad campaign, priority ad campaign, and your offsite campaign. They do briefly mention promoted stores, but it's not, there's no halo effect with that one or for that. So, eBay will report a halo sale from a general campaign when an item promoted with a general strategy different from the original featured in the general ad and the buyer clicked on is purchased within 30 days of the original click. The ad fee is charged when the buyer purchases the item promoted with a general strategy other than the general ad item they clicked on in the most... There's a lot of words. Okay, that's a lot of words here. But I wrote this down here basically trying to summarize it instead of just, trying to, come up with it on, on the fly here. I went ahead and have some notes. But basically, if someone clicks on a promoted listing of yours... We're just talking general because most people use general if they advertise at all. They'll click on your promoted listing, but they might not buy it. They might look at it and be like, okay, that's kind of cool, but however, that may have drew them into your store or to another item of yours. Now, the promoted part got them to your listing, but it wasn't what necessarily maybe they were looking for. So then they jump into your store to look for something else. So they didn't go through the initial. Maybe you have a beanie. Maybe you have a pair of shoes that they clicked on to get into the your store or to get into your what else you have to see what else you have, and they see a beanie that they wanted. Like, oh look, there's a beanie in the store. Well, if they end up buying that beanie within 30 days of that initial click, let's say they put that beanie on their watch list or something, but they didn't see that beanie in an actual promoted listing, they jumped to it through another promoted listing of yours, eBay will still charge you. They promoted for promoting, basically just promoting your store in general. So, and that halo effect lasts for 30 days. So basically it says, I didn't even go off the script that I wrote. I don't think I mentioned any of it. I just said, eBay already kind of mentioned that. Based on So it kind of helps. I mean, it's still basically the way they look at it. They're still promoting your store. They're still promoting you and your listings. Now, the priority, I didn't really make any notes here for the priority campaign or the offsite campaign, because basically eBay will report a Halo item sale from a priority campaign when a buyer clicks on a listing promoted with a priority strategy. So these are the cost per click promotions. This and the offsite one are both cost per click. So if they see it, they click on it, there's a charge because of the click. And again, so item from the same seller, so they clicks on the listing promoted with a promoted strategy, then purchase a different item from the same seller within 30 days of that click. Ad fees are charged on a cost per click basis. So same principle, except it's a cost per click charge as opposed to a certain percentage of the sale. Could be good, could be bad, because the cost per clicks are technically cheaper, but how many clicks have been clicked off on that item? Who knows? But either way, 30-day window. They have 30 days to make a purchase, and promoting is just the name of the game. People, everybody promotes everything. There's promotions all over the place going on everywhere. You're getting bombarded with them all the time, and everyone wants a piece of pie. Everyone wants a piece of the pie. And why is that? Because pie is good. I'm actually not much of a pie person. I like the crust. I like the crust of many pies, but I'm not really big. I don't like pumpkin pie. I don't like cheesecake. I guess cheesecake is kind of looks like a pie, but they call it cheesecake. Apple pie. I mean, apple pie might be my favorite, but I don't like pies. Not a big fan. Like cake. Well, I don't like that many cakes. Like a cake, like a good little box cake with no frosting on it. Like a butter cake. Butter cake. That would be my... As a matter of fact, I have a butter cake right now from Costco. That is really, really good. Let's just go ahead and get into the what's sold. Let's see what's sold here. Why do I have my phone? I don't need my phone because you know why? I'm starting to write everything down, and I should be using my pen. I remember I was going to be using that in these videos from now on. Have my little pen with me. I don't know. It makes me feel like back in school. All right. Okay. Let's jump right into this. We have a pennant. Pennants aren't necessarily aren't necessarily that great. Pennants, I would advise staying away from pennants unless you can get them really, really cheap. And I found a bunch of pennants for $1 each. All these pennants happen to be signed by I don't know who. I don't think it's really, really, really famous. I think it's just students that maybe went there. But the Maryland Terrapins, cool, big time university, and all the ones I got were all big name universities, well-known universities, primarily for their sports programs, their football, their football or basketball teams. So that's why I picked them up, because they're all, well-known universities, popular universities, and they were all $1 a piece. So Maryland Terrapins. Terrapins are actually turtles. They're actually freshwater turtles. So fun fact there regarding that and the name. But really, really cool pennant. What did it sell for? $17.52. It shipped for $6.66 is what they paid me to purchase the label, so that way I can ship it to them. And we did make a little bit on the shipping on this one. It wasn't really that heavy, and it was actually a little bit more than I had anticipated. I assumed wrong, basically. I'm probably going to go back in there and actually turn down the shipping cost a little bit, just to make it a little bit more competitive. But then again, I have offers open on all these things, so anybody can always send me an offer. If they don't, think the shipping cost is too high, they can send me an offer on it. I rolled this up in a little tube, I keep my tubes, my inner tubes from my bubble wrap, and I use them for a lot of different things. I put vases in them as well too. They're usually a pretty thick cardboard, so definitely something to keep in mind and keep, everything's useful. Everything's useful. reuse. How's that term go? I forget, but reuse it. Reuse everything if you possibly can. So really cool. I can't really say keep your eye out for them unless you get them dirt cheap. They will sit for a while too. This one didn't sit for too long. Maybe about 3 to 4 weeks. Probably about 3 to 4 weeks on that one. Or on all the pendants, because I listed them all together when I got them. So maybe about 3 to 4 weeks. So I anticipated they'd be a bit slow sell, but they really don't weigh anything. They don't really take up any space at all. And they were $1 each, so not too bad. What is next? Which direction is it in? I don't even know which direction it is. I had my internet was out all day. All day it was out. Like 10 hours. Internet was out. And which reminds me, I got to get a credit for that. But so I had all these pending uploads, and all of a sudden I think everything just shot into the cloud. I hope I'm going in the right direction, but I don't think that was. Well, we'll sort through this, because I think there's gonna be some there might be some repetitiveness in here. But nativity scenes, I really don't have any luck selling nativity scenes. You'll see a lot of people online buying nativity scenes and selling them. I don't know. I've tried to sell them before, and they just don't sell. They just don't move. I don't know what it is. But I saw this one. I thought this was really cool, and I picked it up. And sure enough, it sold relatively quickly, especially around this time of year. What did it sell for? It sold for $25. Really light. And very vintage, too. I believe, what did it say? It says 70s in there, but I believe it had a date of 76 on the back, if I'm not mistaken. But just a really cool little plastic thing. Super lightweight. Was less than a pound. Went inside a box. The nativity set sold for $6 or sold for $25. The shipping cost was $6.66. Put this in a $9.75 box. Like I said, for the pennant, it went inside a tube. I rolled it, put it in one of those tubes, and I wrapped it in a padded. I can't even speak right. I had to slow down. In a poly bag, a large poly bag. All right. Sorry if I'm cutting too much. I try not to do too many cuts of this, but I'm still getting a little tickle in my throat. I'm talking too much. I guess is what I'm doing here. But let's finish this up really quick so that way I can rest my voice. The big keys, obviously, these keys are huge. It's very, I tried to type on this, difficult. Obviously, you could tell a weird keyboard. And that's what drew me to it, and that's the reason why I did end up picking it up, why I even looked it up at all. I was not familiar with these big keys at all. I've never seen them before. But I do know that unusual keyboards, unusual layout for keyboards can mean profitable items. Not crazy profit, but $40.67 is what this keyboard sold for. Went in one of my keyboard boxes, which is 20 by 12, 6 is what that box size is. And one I do keep in stock pretty regularly for my keyboards. Not all my keyboards necessarily go in that. I have like Apple keyboards. They go in padded poly bags. I have some other Ergo keyboards that, again, go in padded poly bags. So some of my more standard vintage keyboards go in those larger 20-inch by 12-inch by 6-inch boxes. This one went in there, and really cool. It was a fully functional keyboard. It worked great. It was USB. There's a use case for this keyboard. Otherwise, it wouldn't exist, or nobody would have even bought it. So really cool. $12.73 is what they paid for shipping. I need to stop talking, but let's just wrap this up really quick. I think we have 2 more to go. 2 more to go. Let's see if we make it here. See if my if my talking makes it. Grateful Dead. Everyone knows Grateful Dead t-shirts do incredibly well. If you find them out there, buy them, sell them. But there's other Grateful Dead stuff as well, including vintage pins. $25 is what this pin sold for. I mean, tiny. This thing is very tiny. It was less than an ounce is what it ended up shipping for. $4.89 though is what they paid for the shipping. And just really, really cool. Easy to ship. Just some bubble wrap, and that's it. It's just a pin. Vintage. If you find this out there, I found this with a bunch of other pins, and it was, you know, way less than $1. Maybe, I don't know, 10 cents or so. Found this at a flea market. Really cool. Grateful Dead. You know, you see everybody talking about Grateful Dead t-shirts, everything like that. But keep your eye out for anything, you know, anything from that era. Grateful Dead is just incredibly popular. So, really cool. $25 for this pin. Yeah, $25. Just double checking. And a Barbie. So a Barbie camera. This is a vintage Barbie Polaroid camera. I might have sold it a little bit below the market. It sold for $60, $10.69 is what the shipping was. Went in a box 975. And the reason why I say that is because it looks like they average right around 100. There were some comps around 65. However, on the bottom of this, the person put their name into it, and I could not get it out. I tried, you know, just short of, you know, using anything too harsh. And I got most of it out, but it was still quite a bit of black permanent marker that was not coming out. So I took that into consideration. I figured, you know, the ones that were selling didn't have that. Some of them actually had the original box with it. So I figured $60 was fair. I'm definitely making some great profit on it. It was easy to ship, easy to store, easy to picture, easy everything. It sold within a few days. So really cool. Look out for old Polaroids. Old Polaroids do really well. These ones here, these obviously ones that are associated with another brand, or, you know, the subject matter. I talk about the subject matter. This is Polaroid and Barbie elevates it to a, you know, more profit, more money that you could potentially make. So that's it. That's everything. I'm going to rest my voice, and hopefully I'll be completely 100% by the next video I do like this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think of the shipping, and let me know if that helped you. Let me know if you guys want to see anything else, how I ship anything else. I could definitely shoot a video packaging something else up. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Hey, you've made it to the end. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please like the video by hitting the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel by hitting my little round icon down below. It really does help us out here. Also, you'll find a couple of selections. You'll see a playlist of videos to watch and my most recent video that I did upload.